Hi, it's Esther, and I'm back for another episode of Exploring Creativity, and I hope you come to join. So anyway, Exploring Creativity is a moment where I discuss, reveal, talk about ideas and decisions that have gone into different art making that I've done, and they're usually pieces and that I've done throughout the years, and we just, deconnect and look at something different than what we usually look at, no news, no politics, pretty much. And so anyway, because there's a lot of, with abstract art, which is what I make, there's a lot of things to look at that sometimes might seem at a distance, but they're actually for you to interpret and you to bring yourself to and your ideas and thoughts. That said, I'll be giving you my thoughts and ideas about the work that I've done, but that doesn't mean I'm right. I just did it. So that's what Exploring Creativity is, and just to let you know, because I have to let you know, there's I have a website, esthershero.com, where you can see more prints, paintings, some bunch of old sculpture, and also under the About, there's connections to everything, Exploring Creativities. What else do I have there? Oh, a clothing line. Yeah, a clothing line. A YouTube channel and a, Patreon. Yeah, where we have a lot of fun. Okay, quirky, weird things. Stickers. I saw aprons the other day. Anyway, I'm going somewhere else. And there's actually several pieces I want to show you in this one print making series that I want to share with you. Oh, and also with this video, like it, make a comment, subscribe, share, whatever. It's good for me, actually, if you could do that. I'm supposed to tell you to do that. But now let's just get into the art, because that's really why I'm here. And I hope you are too. So there's some prints. If this video stops wherever you're watching it, just give it a little click forward, because sometimes when I switch my camera around, it does that. But let's move into these. It's called, wait, I'll get it to you. Here it is. It's called The Law of Truly Large Numbers. Okay. So here we have a print. How can I tell you here? That's the size, in relation to my hand. So it's a pretty large print, and it's a large print that involves two plates. We've got the black plate and the red plate. I didn't organize to bring the plates through to show you, but usually the plates you can't even see what's on them anyway. So here you get an idea of a lot of the things I work on, a lot of the issues I work on. Okay, so we've got some layering, we've got some interconnection, we've got some imperfection, we have quirky little negative spaces, which actually become more predominant when you see them in some pieces that are connected to this. So, but the quirkiness of so let's see, there's a bit of imperfection. Oh, I'm such a fan of imperfection. Ooh, somebody else out there is a fan of imperfection. We got a little hearts there. Love it. So yeah, there's some imperfection but it's not really, because I wanted it like that. Although, really, how much of your conscious mind is really controlling what you're doing? On the subconscious, really, most of it is what's happening. So it's not like one piece. It's like two pieces that are on top of each other, and we have the interconnection in the middle, which you can read into it as much as I can, when you get two bits together and they start joining and making one, but they keep some, but they overlap. I mean, what springs to mind, I'm just going to say it, even though I've never thought this before, but it's like a couple, a couple making a baby. So 2 makes 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 18. Anyway, so you can have that, the forms, the overlapping, the going off the edges. We go off the edge. It has to come right out to the edge to show the infinity of it. I mean, it stops right there because that's a print and that's how it works. But it goes right up to the edge. Because, you know, we carry on. We keep going. We intertwine. You know, you can also see it as life, you know, youth, aging. I don't know. I get a little bit metaphorical. Maybe I get a bit carried away with my metaphor. I think I had some just practical things to say. I'll give you some practical things. I can't remember what I noted. I'll tell you what I noted. Yeah. Reaction. Yes, reaction. Because how it worked originally is the first plate, I think I worked together, but it's basically one is a bit more positive and one is a negative reaction to it. So the negative can be seen, if you come right in, you'll have some quirky shapes, which we will see much better in a little while. But those are just fit right in, so you've got this really negative-y space that's just awkward. Obviously, I should show you this on the next one. So you've got it reacting. You've got this is happening, so this happens in relation to it. So it's you know, reaction, or I'm actually interested in it receiving, like the reception. I don't know if it's reaction or if it's receiving, and so it's working within it. So it's like how you can work within something and create the spaces. Anyway, here, I'm going to actually flip over to another print, which is connected directly to this one. So this is called The Law of Truly Large Numbers. Oh, I forgot to mention, the title came from me eavesdropping on a couple people in the elevator of the math science department, the math science building at Wesleyan University in Connecticut. Great way to get titles, because I heard it and I jotted it down, and then I went and I can't say I researched it. I looked at the words, so it was more like a poetic, because it branches off and it's got all sorts of other elements that are connected to the law of truly large numbers. Now, this dates from 2015, so I actually can't tell you what it was about at that time. I did look it up. I did understand it to some degree. But there was another element of it, and it is called the law of selection, in a red version, because I also have a green version. This one is a very fine, cleanly wiped, very separate. So, hello, this is what I'm talking about with the negative space. Do you get it? It's so awkward. It's so strange. Look at. That was what I was talking about. So now these little bits worked to make themselves work within that space. And look at what we get. I mean, you could say it's an archipelago. You know, it gets visual. It gets visual, and you make connections, and you see things. And I actually don't want to say too much things. I prefer to stay in the metaphorical, because when you start saying about things, that's all you see. So I'm going to stay silent about that. I'm going to bring us over here. Look at that. Look at that awkwardness. Shadow. Let's move the light. Look at how it just stops and goes and stops and goes. Huh? Look at that. That awkwardness where it just kind of drops off. The fragments. Now, this is the negative. Ooh, come back into focus. Come on. Come back into focus, my dear. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. Here we go. Woo! Oh dear, we're having focus problems. Anyway, I'm sure it'll sort itself out. But one of the things I want to say about this is I actually like, this is almost why I do this, although I'm going to take it even farther, because it exaggerates the negative space on another piece, because it's so awkward. And for some reason, I can't actually do this myself. I don't really know how to make my spaces so awkward and peculiar. It becomes I guess I'm a right-handed person. And in the right-handedness, that makes everything much brighter when I put my hand in the right-handedness that I have, things become much more controlled. And when you work in the negative space, it becomes strangely uncontrolled or awkward. I'm gonna bring it over to this one. Oh, okay, well, just a quick look at that. Same thing, green. I mean, you can't really tell. The surface of the white is less clean than the other one, so you have a much more green ombre going. So red and green, no, not olivey green. But here is what we were really aiming for. Now this is also called the law of selection, but I tend to call it the law of selection elaborated. And there you go. She just like splashes out. Like, in case you were wondering about that negative space element, here you go. It's very clear how awkward something can get. And beautiful. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. That sounds a little bit vain. Although, in a strange way, I don't always feel very responsible for my art. I'm here doing it, but, you know, you always look at it afterwards and try to figure out what's going on. Don't really know what I did at the time. So in some ways, I'll say things, I'm just discovering the words. But you see the intensity, and again, I've got my imperfections in this, but I tend to like that element. The imperfections where it's not a uniform surface, the darker area. So it happens because it's like, wow, we've got like a party going. I should crack out the cocktails. We got Brian and Rocky and Alice. Oh my God, this is great. Okay, let me carry on with my awkward negative spaces and my imperfections. Oh, and hearts. It's a love party. We're having a love-in with this law of selection and the math and the... God, I keep almost saying things about the visualness of it, but that would ruin it for you. I feel it would ruin it for you if you start, you know, doing... What is that called? A Rorschach. If I start Rorschaching on you, you can Rorschach yourself anytime you want on these. On the website, you can Rorschach. In fact, I have a piece called Rorschachs. But I don't want to say anything, and I have to stop myself, bite my tongue. But you feel that coming in, and then here, let's take a moment. Yeah, we're going to go back over and look at that. See? See, there it's just like whispered on. It's whispered on. And we come back over here. And you get it, huh? There's no doubt about it. It's the negative space. It's the specificity. And that movement. And then I'll share one more with you, which is all still within the same... here we go. That's not the one I'm going to share. Okay, yes, it's in green, of course. Really wacky things happening. When you wipe ink off, you just really don't know what you're going to get into. Unless you're like a professional. I don't want to be doing this. Wait a minute, where'd it go? Ah, that's what I'm looking for. All right. There you go. You've got your positive and you've got your negative all working in strange ways together. So it looks like a totally different piece, but it is actually just the negative being in the yellow and the positive being the black. So you actually do get a feeling of what the original piece, the original plate looks like by looking at the black. Working with black and yellow is very difficult. Black mucks up yellow. And I don't know how the color is coming out for you, but it's a rather bright yellow. I don't usually use bright colors, but for some reason, I like using bright yellow every so often. You need a bit of bright yellow in your life. Let's go in for a little closer look at all the different things that can happen. See? It's funny, that little yellow and white. It's a little bit like really delicate and like, I don't know, Easter candy frosting-esque. And you get your overlap, but because the black is so dominant, your overlap is all about the black. And you come back over here. And somewhere in here I have another one that's done like this with the blue. And so the blue becomes quite dominant and holds its own. But I think I kind of like it when, well, I like both of them, but I like it when you can, you know, that yellow is really holding its own. So there we go. Negative, overlapping, positive, detail, awkwardness. You got it all. The whole kit and caboodle. The whole shebang. Right in there. And there's bunches of them, all different colors. And boom! Hey! And I'm back to say my slowly meandering goodbye. I'm always a little bit of a long goodbye. So there you have it. There's the law of selection and the law of truly large numbers. You know, that math, the sciences, the arts, they connect all over the place. It's not that hard to find the connections. Just look at pretty pictures of COVID. Ooh, so beautiful. So many beautiful things. And there's women, there's like a mathematician who crochets formulas, and they're beautiful crochets. I mean, you've probably come across these things, but I'm just reminding you. There's such a math, sciences, arts, especially in, I don't know, kind of especially in the abstract arts, but you can have all the, what's it called, perspective. And perspective is when you have the precision in the math, and that's another way of connecting the math and the art. Anyway, I'm not here to teach you all that stuff. I'm just here to talk about my own art and whatever else happens to be going through to explore the creativity. Anyway, I'm really glad you showed up, and if you liked this video, let it know, whether you see it on YouTube or you see it on Facebook. And I hope you take it easy and you stay in good health, and lots of love and hearts right back to you. Thank you. I see Brian, I see Rocky, I see Alice, and that makes me so happy. You brilliant, brilliant people. I'm so touched. So much respect to you all in all of on your paths, because I know you've got your big paths that you're doing. I should go interview you. I should go interview all of you, because you are on the paths of creativity. Anyway, take it easy, lots of love, and I may see you next week. I may not. I may see you another week. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep you posted. Lots of love. Take it easy. Bye.